What's up, guys? Welcome to the new year. I hope everyone had a great New Year's, and today is Monday and I have today off. For my New Year's, for me, I went to a friend's place and we shot a bunch of fireworks. I have a little short clip of me getting attacked by some of the sparks, the residue. For 2017, my resolutions are to graduate, pass the boards, get a job, and I really want to make an effort to kind of spend more time with family and kind of at least call my dad more. And as you get older, you know, family time definitely gets more and more valuable. I also want to read more because I usually come up with excuses to say that I don't have time to read and I don't like to read. But recently, yesterday, I got a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People, so I'll be reading this book. It was recommended by a lot of people. And also, for the New Year's, I want to be able to make more videos for you guys, just pump out videos as much as I can, but with good content, of course. I want to know some of you guys' resolutions, so leave that in the comment section below, and I'd love to read them. Now, let's talk about my internship. So far, it's still going really well. Still a lot of work, a lot of documentation I kind of have to do outside after I get off, but I'm definitely learning a bunch, and my CI, he's amazing. He's really good. For instance, every time we have an eval and the patient is out in the front filling out their paperwork, my CI already assessed their posture, sitting, standing, everything. So he's already like 5 steps ahead of me. And I'm back there getting paper out, trying to figure out what questions I should ask them for the history. He's really good at being efficient and just really planning ahead and just knowing what he wants to assess before even seeing the patient. And I've been working on that as well. Now, let's talk about some of the sports specific interventions. So for example, say for basketball players, football players, if they're rehabbing their ACL tears, and when they're ready to do single leg balance, we don't just progress them to single leg balance on the foam. We gotta think about how we can incorporate some of the sports motions they do when they're playing their sport. So instead, we definitely put them on this. We have this 360 step thing. I'll probably put up a picture here. 360 step thing where you stand on it, single leg. We toss football at them, so in different directions, working on their balance, catching the football or basketball. So that works on their balance, and at the same time, they're able to incorporate their sport as well. Soccer players, they can work on standing single leg on the step 360, and then working on their kick, like diagonal patterns, really working on that arc. All right, now let's take a little field trip outside and I'll show you guys some of the interventions we do for like baseball players. So for the throwing athletes, a lot of times we start off by giving them those shoulder strengthening exercises if they have any shoulder problems. Definitely rows, external rotation, internal rotations with the bands. We see them a lot for the shoulder patients, but to return them to sport, we definitely have to start working kind of the motions that they do when they're throwing. So working on a lot of diagonal patterns and overhead motions when they're ready. And so that's what we're going to talk about right now. Okay, let's do a little quick review on D1, D2 diagonal patterns. D1 is putting on a seatbelt. This is extension, flexion, and then D2 is drawing a sword. So most of the patterns we do for the athletes are D2. This going into flexion and coming back here is extension. So we put the little foam here for their knee when they're half kneeling. We do half kneeling a lot because it also works on core stabilization. And then working on this pattern, the throwing pattern. So the throwing arc, a big arc coming to the front and across your body. So first thing we tie like a TheraBand, those band thing, somewhere high. So we can come up here, come across, and then slowly come back. Across, working on good posture. Don't let the knees come in. Keeping the core tight, big arc across and back. And then we also tie on a lower surface so we can work that resistance from the other direction. Pulling up there and come back. We do a lot of peel-off press to work on the core for a lot of people. Peel-off press is having the bands come across this way and you hold it here. So you're resisting the pull that way, keeping it here, keeping the core tight. You can do a little bit up and down, keeping the core tight. Working on shoulder stabilization as well, a lot of shoulder problems. So we do it like this And then for a golfer, if they want to return to golfing, doing payoff press is good for them, but you also have to think about kind of what they do during golf. They work on a lot of trunk rotation. So you would do a little rotation with the resistance still pulling that way. So rotation, and now also for say volleyball players, soccer players, basketball players, actually a lot of sports that require that nice eccentric hamstring control and hamstring strength. So a lot of the athletes at the clinic do this jumping exercise to work on eccentric control. And usually it's like a step. They have a step here and jump up, control it down on the step, on the step, on the step. And of course for eccentric hamstring control, a lot of RDLs, bilateral RDLs, keeping a slight bend in the knee, bending forward, hinge at the hips, feel that pull in hamstrings and come back up. And then unilateral RDLs, standing on one leg, kind of reaching down, coming back up. A lot of lunges. When they're ready to do the lunges, we start off retro lunges, stepping back. Usually easier than stepping forward with the lunges. Just step back and down, up. And then they also do a lot of split squats, Bulgarian split squats, working on the quad control, quad strength, hanging off the edge of, say the edge of this table. So working on that. So I think it's really good to have background knowledge on all different sports if this is the setting you want to go into, like sports rehab, sports outpatient. I personally don't have that much experience with every single sport, so I'm still definitely working on that, trying to learn as we go. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.